We got our first game of the week. Texas, number 1 Texas is playing number 18 Oklahoma. It's a neutral site game. Red River Rivalry. Can't be said enough. Second weekend in October. The betting notes are Texas is favored by 14, and the over-under this game is 49.5. Thoughts?
It's a tough game to get a read on for a couple of reasons, right? Like Texas now at this point, Arch has been leading this team, Arch Manning, and has been doing well at the helm for this game. All expectations are that Quinn Ewers is going to be playing. So does he come back as solid as he has been up to this point, or does he have some rust to shake off in a big game? In this game last year, he had 3 turnovers. They ended up losing to Oklahoma. He's looking stronger this year than ever. But on the Oklahoma side, it's tough to get a read on because they've moved on from Jackson Arnold. Michael Hawkins Jr. now at quarterback, offering something that Texas didn't maybe expect in this game. They're getting a little bit more film on him from the Auburn game, but coming off of a bye week. So I think it's tough to get a read on this, but it's going to be a good rivalry game there at the neutral site in Dallas.
Yeah, I think it's definitely tough to get a good read on it. And the question it raises to me is, like, does Oklahoma have a true chance to beat Texas? Like, we can discuss what that read looks like, and if that read is favorable, where we believe they have a true chance, like there's a legitimate chance to win this game. And you touched on it already. Oklahoma was able to come out last year and stun them in this game. Dylan Gabriel, who's now moved on to Oregon, looked really impressive for Oklahoma. Got the win. Texas was coming in high and mighty. They already beat Bama that season. They were undefeated, so not much looked like they could be stopped from that path. And I think that same path kind of looks that way this year, right? They look pretty much dominant throughout the season. They haven't looked really questionable outside of a quarter or two against Mississippi State, and that's being nitpicky. And so for Texas, it's can this offense continue to ball against a tough defense? Oklahoma right now is very efficient at kind of stopping and creating pressure in the pocket. We saw that against Tennessee, and we saw that against Auburn as well. And so to me, it's what can Texas do against that? From a pass protection perspective, they've looked really impressive. Arch Manning has looked good. Quinn Ewers, when he has played, has looked pretty solid as well. And so I would expect this offense to continue to ball, but Oklahoma has given some pretty quality teams some tests on defense, as well as teams that are not as quality, like Auburn.
Yeah, Venables is creating the defensive pressure scheme that's been working well. Texas has incredible O-line play all year, so I'm not sure if it will work. They're going to bring a lot more guys to the pass rushing situation, leaving less in coverage. So for Oklahoma to win this game, they're going to need those design blitzes, those unique blitzes to work if they are going to win this game. If for whatever reason, Texas holds them off, or on the flip side, if they can't hold off that pass rush, it leaves guys open in coverage. Quinn Ewers is going to probably be able to find those guys as he's developed year over year into that. If you're Texas, you want to get some big plays, finding guys in space. You have playmakers at wide receiver. So I think that's going to be the big battle of the game, is the Oklahoma pass rush. And they're getting their linebackers involved. Danny Stutzman has been great. Kip Lewis has been great in the pass rush, getting them mixed up, dropping into coverage, bringing the pressure. That's the O-line versus this defensive pressure is the story for this game.
I would 100% agree. And, will this defense be able to do enough to kind of keep this game close to the offense, right? A close game does not equal the 14-point spread that's identified. And so, with that wild card being Michael Hawkins, have you seen enough to expect some upside from this game? Or do you still think there's some areas of opportunity that could pose as a risk when it comes to Oklahoma and that offense this game?
Yeah, I think had they not had a bye this past weekend, I think I would be thinking differently about what this offense looks like with him at the helm. So he offers. Jackson Arnold was great on the ground, running the ball. I think Hawkins has a little bit more in the tank when it comes to that, and he's doing it well. He was effective when scrambling with Auburn. He went 6 for 61 on scrambles. He had 5 more designed runs in that game. Coming off of a bye week, knowing that he's the guy going forward, I think that Oklahoma has planned something a little bit more unique around his capabilities. They don't have a wide receiver core. They might be down 1 through 3 on their wide receiver list. Deion Burke's out, Jalil Farouk out. They're reaching down and kind of scrambling for guys to make plays. You got to have the quarterback doing that. So it depends on the offensive play calling and if he makes the right decisions when it comes to taking off and making things work with his legs.
And I think that's really fair, right? And so if he can do what he has shown us from his legs, that changes kind of the game control in this game, especially with what we've seen from Oklahoma's rushing offense just not being that impressive, not really establishing a true number one running back just yet this season. So Hawkins can kind of be that guy. Looking at this game, what's your pick?
Ooh. I think that Oklahoma has a better shot in this game than maybe people are giving them credit for. It's a rivalry game, so anything can happen. And the defense is going to get pressure. I think Texas, looking how they did they only played Michigan, who we know Michigan isn't what maybe we thought they were at the beginning of the season, or some people knew that. I like Texas winning the game 27-17, not covering the spread. I think it'll be a good one. And we'll see Quinn Ewers back in action, which is always exciting.
Yeah, definitely happy to see Quinn back, and I like that prediction. Right, I think I feel similarly. I had 35-17 Texas, so they cover by winning by 18. The over hits with 52, and I expect Quinn to kind of get back on his horse to show this country that he could potentially be the Heisman winner. He's got to play a little catch up there, but this offense just overpowers Oklahoma. I think Oklahoma will show progression, and they'll leave this game with not necessarily a moral victory, but like we can hang with other teams in this conference. It's unfortunate for them that they have to run into Texas in this particular game. And so the original question was, do they have a chance to beat them? Yes, they do. We talked about the keys. We talked about what they have to do from the defensive line perspective, creating pressure, et cetera, against Texas. But 35-17 on my end.